Just before Christmas of 2019, we drove from Charleston, South Carolina to Atlanta, Georgia to pick up a passenger van from someone on Facebook Marketplace. We spent the next 6 months working full-time and building out our new home on weekends and nights. At the end of June 2020, we quit our day jobs and hit the road full-time. We are slowly backpacking, rock climbing, mountain biking, skiing, and adventuring our way across North America. We love our tiny home and hope to inspire others to simplify their lives and spend more time outside.
Our van is a 2006 Dodge Sprinter 2500 with a 140-inch wheelbase and a diesel engine.
We put on new all-terrain Firestone Destination tires. These will be good for the snow as we plan on doing a lot of skiing. And we also spend a lot of time going down dirt roads. On the roof we have two 160-watt solar panels, a max air vent fan, and we plan on adding a Yakima rack for our skis.
In the rear we have our hitch-mounted Thule swing rack for our mountain bikes. Now let's go show you guys the inside.
Welcome to our home. This is the kitchen area. We have our full-size sink, our freezer. This is a little extra counter space. I may end up taking the front of this off and turning it into more of a desk area. Up here is all dry food storage. We have spices, coffee, supplements, dry groceries. This is more dry food storage. This is something that we added a little bit later. I was originally using this as an herb planter, but it doesn't really work out super well in the van. So now we have like flour, oatmeal, chia, spices. Our utensils fit in there really well. They don't really rattle around a lot with this extra padding. These two jars are velcroed down to the countertop so they don't slide around while we're driving. And this is excellent storage for us. Prior to putting these up, we had all of our utensils down in here, and it was really a headache to have to pull everything out every time we needed to cook. This is our faucet and our sink. We got this idea to build our own faucet from Plumbing Parts from our friends Drew and Brittany. You can check them out on Instagram at Live for Adventure. Down here we have our toiletries that we use every day, our gray water tank, and just some cleaning supplies, extra storage. We recently redesigned this gray water system to have 2 valves. Prior we just had a bigger 5-gallon tank that we would have to take out and empty pretty much every single day. Now we have a switch so we can drain our sink water directly down through the floor of the van. Most of the time, if we're parked in a campground or somewhere outside, that works really well. And we have a smaller 2-gallon gray water tank for if we're parked in the parking lot or somewhere that we can't just dump water directly onto the ground. These are our grails. These are probably our favorite piece of equipment that we have in the van. Being that we fill up our water from a hose most of the time, this isn't necessarily dangerous, but sometimes you can get some bacteria in there, so we always filter our drinking water with these water bottles. For cooking and cleaning, it's not a problem since most of the time we're boiling our water, but for drinking water, we definitely always filter it. Over here we have a little bit more dry food storage. There's not really anything in here right now because we're staying with some family. We have all of our beautiful mugs. Just on hooks. They actually don't fall down as much as we were thinking that they would. They only really fall off if we're going on some heavy off-road trails. This is our range. We built this sliding countertop system, so I can slide this top portion down and hinge it on these two metal elbow hinges. Flip this up, and now we have doubled our counter space, and under here we have our 2-burner propane stove. I can light it for you if you like. Works really well. It's really nice to have. There's a lot of cooking options for van life. We chose the 2-burner stove because we think it gives us the most versatility in our cooking situation, and it doesn't require any electricity. We have a 20-pound propane tank under this bench. We only really have to fill that up like once every 3 months or so. Underneath this compartment we have all of our dishes and cooking stuff. We have a blender, Dutch oven, 2 cast iron skillets, a little pot, a teapot, and we have basically 4 dinner sets for everything, just in case we have people visiting us or whatever. This locker here, it serves as a nice bench to sit on if you want to have some space between us. This is also our composting toilet that we sort of created ourselves. It's not a true composting toilet because those are like $1,000 and they work only slightly better than what we have here. It's basically just a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket. We put a compostable trash bag in there and some compost that we just bought at Lowe's. We use this super seldomly. This is really only for emergencies and stuff like that. In the back here is our bed area. We decided to go with a convertible U-shaped bench instead of a fixed bed. I wouldn't say that we regret this decision, but I think that if we were to go and upgrade our van or do a bus or something, we would probably do a fixed bed. Just because it's more convenient. But this bench does serve us well. It opens up the space really nicely in the van. We have a table stored back in this corner over here. It's really easy to set up. It's a little bit awkward. This table post was the only thing that we could find. And it's just a little bit too tall for the space. I would like it to be maybe like here, but it works for us. We can turn it either way. It's a little bit wobbly because the bottom holster is a little bit smaller than the top one. We could easily change that out, and probably someday we will, but we honestly don't use the table that much. We usually just sit here without it and eat, but it is nice to have. We had some friends in here. We played cards, board games on the table, so that's really nice. And I can show you our storage compartments and what we have in there. Okay, so on this side, we have all of our backpacking stuff, or like 90% of our backpacking stuff. On this side, we have our rock climbing rope and our rock climbing gear. This box right here is our propane locker. It vents through the floor and it has latches and an airtight seal on the top, so no propane is ever leaking out into the van. So we don't have any risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. Close this back up. On this side, we have our bedspread when it's not in use. Under this we have our water tank that you'll see when we go to the back. But this is primarily a storage for extra blankets, our pillows, our bedspread when it's not set up. We also have these Reflectix window covers with some duct tape and magnets that we made for every single one of the windows. The larger windows don't require any magnets. They just slide in this space between the wood framing and the glass. And they insulate the van actually super well. They make a huge difference in the summer. And hopefully they'll make a huge difference in the winter too. Oops. In the bed area we have our medicine cabinet. This was just kind of made as a last minute addition with some scrap wood that we have, but it's actually really nice to have our toiletries and smaller items on these nice shelves instead of just shoved somewhere in a bag. And above this bed area we have just some storage for personal items. We have like books in here, candles, glasses, speakers, journals, jewelry, just little items that we use pretty frequently and we don't want to have in these bigger storage compartments. In the middle here is our closet. Being that we live in our van full time, that means that we have literally every single thing that we own in here. So we have all 4 seasons of clothing in these 3 drawers. This one is mine, this one is Albert's, and we share this one for winter gear, ski clothes, bigger jackets and sweaters and stuff. At the top we have all of our camera gear. We have the drone up here, tripods, microphones, batteries, organized nicely in these 2 little bins. And that is pretty much the inside. The bed is actually super easy to set up. It's not really that much of a pain. So I can show you guys how we do that.
Hey guys, welcome to the back of the van. As you can see here, this is our garage area. So I'll just roll through it for you. Right here we just have our hot water heater, and it's pretty nice because we have a nice shower system here, and we can use this to rinse off our gear after we're done doing a long day of backpacking or so. And this is pretty neat because this hot water heater is hooked up to our gas system here, as you can see, and it's hooked up to our 30-gallon water tank that's right here. We can fill up our water tank just right here through this knob, and then our water is pressurized to all of our water systems, including to the sink on the inside of the van, through this water pump right here and this accumulator. And then this is mounted just up on the step that sits right there underneath the bed, and this step is really cool that we built because you can have lots of storage underneath there, and under there we keep a lot of gear that we don't need to get to like immediately, like our fly fishing gear. We have some tire chains down there now, We also have all of our tools right here that we need. Bike helmets, backpacks are right there. And then coming over this way, we have our entire electrical system. We have our large battery, we have our inverter, our MPPT that charges from the solar panels, and then our kind of control system for our whole van right here. And then over here, we have this nice shoe rack that Sydney made. This is really nice because it's been getting all the shoes outside of the van and we don't have so much clutter inside there. But yeah.
Do you want me to talk or do you want to talk?
I think it's turned away from me.
I think that's good.
Yeah. Is it going?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wait. What were we gonna say?
Hey, I hope you guys like that van tour of our van. No. The van.
So our van is super DIY. We went into this with zero experience in any part of anything involved in making this van a home. We think it turned out pretty well considering it's always going to be a work in progress. We're always going to change things up. But we hope you liked our tour. If you're interested in more information about any of the specific technical aspects of any parts of our build, you can check out our blog post on our website. That's going to be up later this week.
Yeah, definitely check out the website. There'll be updates there about our adventures, and there's other blog posts on there as well that you can check out. Our guide to Pisgah went up a few weeks ago, and you can also keep up with us what we're doing here in Minneapolis. We've been doing some upgrades to the van. We painted the hood yesterday, and we'll be doing some other things as well. And so you can keep up with us on Instagram, so you can find links through the website to Instagram, YouTube, and what else are we on? Facebook. And yeah, I hope you guys keep up with us because we got lots going on.
See you next week.